everybody, how's it going? It's me, Otto. First, I wanted to say Merry Christmas to anybody who celebrated Christmas over the weekend. And if you didn't celebrate Christmas, then I hope you still had a very fantastic weekend. And if you were celebrating this weekend, or any other festivities that may have happened, and you received any gifts, I hope that you received the gifts that you wanted. And if not, I hope you still enjoyed the gifts that you received. I was gone for the weekend because I was with family, so I didn't post anything for the last week. But I do have something for you guys, which I find to be pretty funny. I want to get something straight. There is a stereotype in the United States regarding most places, right? Florida has its weird people with weird crimes. New York has like 1 square foot studio apartments worth $10,000. And then California, my home state, has a lot of weird crap going on with it, right? You have $1 million homes that are nothing but a bunch of sticks, homeless everywhere, weird laws, needless to say. And people typically, too, are also weird in California as well. And I have to remind myself that because California isn't immune to all of this. There are definitely places in California that don't abide by what normal common law would have. And this is a topic that goes along those roads regarding people who should be upholding the law typically do something that you might be questioning about. So I'm just going to jump right into this article. This was posted about a week ago about a man named Preston McCormick who filed a lawsuit against Riverside County Sheriff's Department within the past week regarding an illegal and illicit raid of his weed farm. For anybody who lives in California, they probably already know this, but if you don't, or you're outside of California and don't know this, then I'm going to enlighten you on this topic. Riverside County is one of the worst places in California. It's legitimately an area where upon entering, it's hard to leave, but if you live there, you're pretty much stuck. It's virtually a black hole of a place, right? I remember seeing a meme about if you take the red pill and the blue pill at the same time, you end up in Riverside. It is one of those areas that is definitely talked about, typically not in a good light, because most people, even people who live in Riverside, so if you live in Riverside and you actually like it, you're probably huffing too much copium. But most people, even the people in Riverside, do not like this county. And this is just another one of those topics that goes along the lines as to why Riverside's a bit weird, right? So we have a man who is claiming that the police raided his weed farm illegally. But there's more layers to this, right? Before we even get towards the raid, Preston went through making this weed farm on Native American land. He went through the process of being able to make his farm, produce, sell all the weed that he could through the Native American land. And there's probably a reason why. Maybe the laws are a bit more lax about producing cannabis in Native American land than it is in California, despite weed being legal in California. However, he noticed that there was a news article that came out about a weed farm that had just popped up that is unlicensed, unauthorized, and being produced in unincorporated land. Once he found out about this news article, he did the right thing to do. He went to the sheriff's department to prove that what his business is legitimate, that it is on this Native American land, and that he is producing the weed there and not in California. And with that, the police took his paperwork, but shortly after, within the next month, they raided his place. And according to him, they busted down the door with SWAT gear and everything, pinned him down, and then destroyed pretty much his entire farm, and then confiscated about $300,000 worth of materials. However, this is where things get weird, because now he's alleging that once the raid took place, that they held a pizza party, and his claim is because after the raid was done, he found about 75 boxes worth of pizza where his farm would be. And you can start connecting the dots here, right? You're on Native American land. You just raided of this man's farm, which, by the way, Native American land is its own sovereign territory. So basically, Riverside, which is a part of California, which is a part of the United States, invaded Native American land, took down the farm, and then ordered 75 boxes worth of pizza all over the farm. Something sounds wrong here, right? It sounds like the sheriff's department got a little too crazy after they finished their raid. So much so that they might have not destroyed all of the weed. Because of that, he is filing the lawsuit, right? Because they, according to him, unlawfully invaded his farm, like his business, destroyed the stuff, and then had a pizza party. So there's a good chance that they probably were a bit too happy with it, right? They probably did one of those burnt down the weed, and then because of the fact that they burnt the weed down, like they got high off their asses, so maybe they weren't necessarily partying, but I wouldn't know at this point. They were probably doing whatever they wanted. Maybe they did smoke a bowl. Maybe the guy who's filing the lawsuit smoked a bowl prior and ordered all that stuff and then got a bit upset, But this is what he alleges, and if this is all true, then he has a pretty solid case. So much so that his lawyer is claiming that because of the destruction of his business and the amount of weed that he was producing, he could very much as well get $10 million worth in losses and damages. How much weed did they fucking smoke? Like, holy crap. Dude, and it makes sense, right? Because how big of a squad do you need to invade somebody's weed farm to where you subsequently order 75 boxes worth of pizza? Unless if you had, like, a box per person, that's 75 people freaking raiding this guy's farm. That is an insane amount of people coming into Native American territory, first off, just to take down a guy's weed farm that showed you legal documents that he is like producing this farm outside of Riverside County. What is going on here? Holy crap. Like, this is why nobody likes Riverside. All right? And if everything is true that Mr. McCormick is talking about, get your freaking money. Get your money. Make an example out of the department, because if they went in, pretty much destroyed your stuff, and probably even smoked some of that weed amongst everybody to where they ordered 75 boxes worth of stuff and then just left it on your property, those people have no right being in the force. They are definitely some very belligerent and the worst kind of people, essentially. They don't deserve to be there. And they don't deserve to be on the police. And hoo-wee, man, like, I don't smoke weed. That's not my thing. I don't smoke anything at all. But if you do, and that's your thing, by all means. And if it's a business that you want to be a part of, go ahead and start that business. If it's lucrative and you think you can do it, by all means. Do it legally. Don't do it illegally, because it's still illegal to not produce or to produce weed without a license. And if you've gone through all the trials and tribulations to be able to do this process, even if it's outside of the jurisdictions of your county, in this case in a Native American territory, make sure you still have that legal paperwork, right? If you've gone through it and you have the evidence, there's no need for you to be worried about being raided by the police and then having them smoke all the freaking weed so that way they can order a fuck ton of pizza and then trash your place. Yeah, Riverside is a terrible place to be, and this is just one of those examples. So I hope Preston gets that money, if all of this is true. Who knows what else is going to come out? If this is in your case and you get that 10 mil, you better be the next weed conglomerate with all that money. Oh, man. But pretty much that's it from me. I just wanted to talk about this because I thought it was funny. If you like this kind of content, like the video. If you want to see more of it, subscribe. It doesn't hurt. It's just a button for the both of them. It lets me know if you like this kind of stuff. If you want to talk about things, comment down below. That's it from me. I'll catch all y'all later. Peace.